Welcome students in Raj Shikshan Sanstha's Roads Project. Myself, Mrs. Kadam VR from sgm College, Karad. Today we are going to learn basic accounting terminologies. First term is expenditure, an amount spent by the business for any consideration received by business is called as an expenditure. There are three types of expenditure. First is capital expenditure. This expenditure is incurred to acquire fixed asset. It means the money spent on purchase of fixed asset is capital expenditure. It gives the benefit for a long period of time. It is non-recurring in nature. For example, purchase of machinery, extension of building, purchase of computer, etc. Second type of expenditure is revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditures are short-term expenses used in the current period. It gives short-term benefits. These are normal day-to-day operating expenses of a business. Always appears on the debit side of trading account or profit and loss account. These expenses are recurring in nature. For example, rent paid, wages paid, salary paid, etc. करंट इयरमध्ये शॉर्ट टर्म पिरियडसाठी जे खर्च केले जातात त्याला रेव्हेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर असे म्हणतात. व्यवसायाची दैनंदिन कामे करण्यासाठी हा खर्च करावाच लागतो. उदाहरणार्थ रेंट पेड, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल पेड, सॅलरी पेड, etc. Third type of expenditure is deferred revenue expenditure. A expenditure which is basically revenue in nature but benefits of which is not exhausted within 1 year is called as deferred revenue expenditure. Such expenditure is written off over number of years. Such written off amount is shown on debit side of profit and loss account and unwritten amount is shown on asset side of the balance sheet. For example, heavy expenditure on advertising. हे खर्च मुळात रेव्हेन्यू नेचरचे असतात, पण त्यांच्यामुळे मिळणारा फायदा एका वर्षापेक्षा जास्त कालावधीसाठी मिळतो. हा एक्सपेंडिचर दरवर्षी थोडा थोडा रिटर्न ऑफ केला जातो. रिटर्न ऑफ अमाऊंट ही प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंटच्या डेबिट साईडला दाखवली जाते व अनरिटर्न म्हणजेच शिल्लक राहिलेली अमाऊंट ही बॅलन्स शीटच्या असेट साईडला दाखवली जाते. याचे उदाहरण म्हणजे हेवी एक्सपेंडिचर ऑन ॲडव्हर्टायझिंग. नेक्स्ट कन्सेप्ट इज डिस्काउंट. Discount is a concession given by the seller to the purchaser. असे कन्सेशन जे विक्रेत्याकडून खरेदीदाराला दिले जाते त्याला डिस्काउंट असे म्हणतात. There are two types of discount. First is trade discount. It is an allowance given on list price of goods. This discount is allowed at the time of purchase or sale of goods. Trade discount does not appear in the books of accounts. Value of goods is recorded after deducting trade discount. For example, if goods of rupees 1000 sold at 5% trade discount, then the value of goods recorded will be rupees 950. Means after deducting trade discount, the value is recorded. ट्रेड डिस्काउंट हा छापील किमतीवर दिला जातो. ट्रेड डिस्काउंट बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्समध्ये रेकॉर्ड केला जात नाही. डिस्काउंट वजा करून अमाऊंट ही रेकॉर्ड केली जाते. Second type of discount is cash discount. It is amount deducted from the final amount due at the time of receipt. It is given either for the spot payment or for payment within a specific period. Cash discount is calculated after deducting trade discount, since it is loss to the seller and gain to the buyer. Cash discount appears in the books of accounts. व्यवहार पूर्ण होताना फायनल प्राइसवर जे कन्सेशन दिले जाते त्याला कॅश डिस्काउंट असे म्हणतात. लवकरात लवकर किंवा ताबडतोब पेमेंट करण्यासाठी कॅश डिस्काउंट दिला जातो. कॅश डिस्काउंट हा ट्रेड डिस्काउंट वजा केल्यानंतर कॅल्क्युलेट केला जातो. विक्रेत्याच्या दृष्टीने कॅश डिस्काउंट हा व्यवसायाचा तोटा आहे, तर खरेदीदाराच्या दृष्टीने तो फायदा आहे. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज solvent person. If person's assets are more than his liabilities or equal to his liabilities, is called as a solvent person. Solvent person's financial condition is sound and is in a position to pay off all his debts. For example, a person's total assets have been calculated rupees 5 lakhs and his total debts were calculated rupees 3 lakh. It means his position is sound and he can pay off his all liabilities. सॉल्व्हंट पर्सनची मालमत्ता ही लायबिलिटीजपेक्षा जास्त असते किंवा लायबिलिटीज एवढीच असते. सॉल्व्हंट व्यक्तीची आर्थिक स्थिती चांगली असते व त्याची सर्व देणी तो स्वतः भागवू शकतो. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज इनसॉल्व्हंट पर्सन. अ पर्सन हुज लायबिलिटीज आर मोर दॅन हिज असेट्स is an insolvent person. If he is not in a position to get any amount from any sources, and if the court is so satisfied, then he will be declared as insolvent person. For example, a person's total assets have been calculated to rupees 20 lakhs and his total debts were 50 lakhs. इन्सॉल्वंट पर्सनची देणी ही मालमत्तेपेक्षा जास्त असतात, तेव्हाच त्याला इन्सॉल्वंट पर्सन असे म्हटले जाते. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज अकाउंटिंग इयर. अकाउंटिंग इयर refers to the period of 12 months, that is, a year, at the end of which financial statements are prepared to find out the result of the business done during that relevant period. Accounting year starts on 1st April and ends on 31st March. At the end of accounting year, a proprietor has to prepare trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet to find out the financial position of the business. अकाउंटिंग इयर 12 महिन्यांचा कालावधी असतो. अकाउंटिंग इयर 1 एप्रिलला सुरू होते व 31 मार्चला संपते. अकाउंटिंग इयरच्या शेवटी व्यावसायिक ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट आणि बॅलन्स शीट तयार करतात व नफा किंवा तोटा किती झाला आहे हे पाहतात. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज ट्रेडिंग कन्सर्न. A business concern established with an object of earning profit by selling goods is known as trading concern. वस्तू किंवा सेवा विकून नफा मिळवण्याच्या हेतूने स्थापन झालेल्या व्यवसायाला ट्रेडिंग कन्सर्न असे म्हणतात. ट्रेडिंग कन्सर्न्स मेन ऑब्जेक्ट इज टू अर्न प्रॉफिट. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट कन्सर्न. It is an organization not established for making profit, but for rendering services to the society, like the welfare of the general public and development of art, culture, sports, science, etc. समाजाची सेवा करण्यासाठी तसेच आर्ट, कल्चर, स्पोर्ट्स, सायन्स यांचा विकास करण्यासाठी स्थापन झालेल्या संस्थेला नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट कन्सर्न असे म्हणतात. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज गुडविल. रेप्युटेशन ऑफ बिझनेस expressed in terms of money is called goodwill. Goodwill is an intangible asset of a business which reflects superior earning capacity over a normal return on investment supported by favorable location, the ability and skill of firms, employees and management, quality of its products and services, customer satisfaction, etc. Next term is profit. When the selling price of goods is more than the cost price, it is a profit. Profit increases the capital of the business. For example, if goods are sold for rupees 50,000 and all expenses during the period amounted to rupees 30,000, then profit is equal to selling price minus cost price, means 50,000 minus 30,000, then profit will be rupees 20,000. Next term is loss. When cost price of goods is more than its selling price, it is a loss. Loss decreases the capital of business. For example, if goods are sold for rupees 50,000 and all the expenses during the period amounted to rupees 60,000, then the loss will be rupees 10,000. It means a selling price is less than cost price of goods, then it is a loss. Next concept is income. It is a revenue arising as a result of business transactions. It includes the amount that is received or receivable for the services rendered. Interest, dividend, commission, etc. are the examples of income. Next term is revenue. It is the income that a business has from its normal business activities, usually from the sale of goods and services to customer. For example, Mr. A is in the business of selling mobile phones and he has made a profit of rupees 5 lakh from his activities. This is his revenue. He has also earned an interest from bank rupees 25,000. His income shall be rupees 5 lakh 25,000 total. Next term is assets and any physical thing or a right which has a monetary value is called as an asset. The ownership of the asset must be with business unit. For example, land, goodwill, patents, computer, etc. There are three types of assets. First is fixed assets. Assets which are purchased for the purpose of long-term use are called as fixed assets. For example, building, computers, machinery, vehicles, etc. They provide long-term benefits to the business. They can be tangible or intangible in nature. जे असेट्स जास्त काळ वापरण्यासाठी खरेदी केले जातात त्यांना फिक्स्ड असेट्स असे म्हणतात. या असेट्सचा जास्त कालावधीसाठी फायदा मिळतो. नेक्स्ट टाइप ऑफ असेट इज करंट असेट्स. Assets which are held in the business for the operating year. Current assets can be converted into cash very easily, are called as current assets. For example, debtor, bills receivable, cash in hand, stock, etc. करंट असेट्स ह्या एका वर्षाच्या कालावधीसाठी व्यवसायामध्ये असतात. त्यांनाच करंट असेट्स असे म्हणतात. त्यांचे पैशामध्ये सहज रूपांतर करता येते. उदाहरणार्थ स्टॉक, बिल्स रिसिवेबल, etc. Third type of assets is fictitious assets. Fictitious assets are intangible in nature. They are imaginary assets and generally do not have any releasable value. For example, deferred revenue expenses like advertisement paid for 4 years. फिक्टिशियस असेट्स अदृश्य स्वरूपाची असतात. त्यांना रिलीजेबल व्हॅल्यू नसते. उदाहरणार्थ जाहिरातीवर एकदम 4 वर्षांसाठीचा केलेला खर्च. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज लायबिलिटीज. Amount payable by the business to others is known as liabilities. It is the amount due from the business to various parties for the benefits received by the business unit. For example, loan taken from bank, creditors, bank overdraft, etc. व्यवसायाने दुसऱ्यांना द्यावयाची देणी म्हणजेच लायबिलिटीज असतात. Types of liabilities. First is fixed liabilities. Fixed liabilities are funds made available to business units from various sources for long-term use. They are the major source of funds for the business. They are in the form of capital, long-term loans from banks, financial institutions, etc. हा फंड्सचा सर्वात मोठा सोर्स आहे. कॅपिटल किंवा बँकांकडून मोठ्या कालावधीसाठी घेतलेली कर्जे इत्यादी फॉर्ममध्ये फिक्स्ड लायबिलिटीज असतात. सेकंड टाइप ऑफ लायबिलिटीज इज करंट लायबिलिटीज. शॉर्ट टर्म लायबिलिटीज payable within a year are called current liabilities. These are sources of short-term finance for business units. They arise in the regular course of business activities. Generally, they are unsecured in nature. For example, creditors for purchase of goods, bank overdraft, etc. एका वर्षाच्या आत द्यावयाची देणी असतात त्यांना करंट लायबिलिटीज असे म्हणतात. रोजच्या व्यवहारातून ती निर्माण होतात. उदाहरणार्थ कच्चा माल उधारीवर खरेदी केल्याने निर्माण होणारे क्रेडिटर्स. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज नेट वर्थ or owner's equity or capital. Funds invested by the proprietor of a firm in the business, it may be in cash or kind, is called as net worth or owner's equity or capital. Capital is equal to assets minus liabilities, or net worth is equal to owner's equity is equal to capital. For example, if total assets of the business are rupees 5 lakhs and outside liabilities are rupees 2 lakh, the owner's equity, that is capital, is equal to assets 5 lakh minus liabilities 2 lakh, then capital will be 3 lakh. Last term is contingent liabilities. A liability which may arise in future depends on happening or non-happening of certain event is called as contingent liability. As it is not confirmed, it does not affect the financial position of the business, and therefore it is not shown on the liability side of balance sheet, but it is shown by the way of footnote to balance sheet simply as information. उदाहरणार्थ एखाद्या कामगाराने 5,000 रुपयाच्या नुकसान भरपाईसाठी कंपनीवर कोर्टामध्ये केस घातली असेल तर कोर्टामधील निर्णयानुसारच हे पैसे द्यावयाचे की नाही, म्हणजेच ही लायबिलिटी असणार आहे की नाही हे ठरते. यामुळे या लायबिलिटीला कॉन्टिंजंट लायबिलिटी असे म्हणतात. कॉन्टिंजंट लायबिलिटी ही फिक्स्ड स्वरूपातली लायबिलिटी नसल्यामुळे ती बॅलन्स शीटमध्ये लायबिलिटी साईडला दाखवत नाहीत, तर ती सर्वात शेवटी इन्फॉर्मेशनच्या स्वरूपात लिहिली जाते. And to conclude today's lecture, let us summarize what we have seen so far. In this lecture, we have seen expenditure and types of expenditure, discount and types of discount, solvent and insolvent person, accounting year, trading and not-for-profit concern, goodwill, assets, types of assets, liabilities, types of liabilities, etc. Thank you.